Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide Zollin Ironshield, and today I'm going to give you an updated video on setting up your legendary items, and particularly for this video is going to be with if you got the Valor boost for level 140 that levels you up and gives you a bunch of items, but this will also work just as good for someone who is brand new and setting up their stuff straight at Rivendell. So for those people who are going to get the Valor boost, you open it up, it's going to have the level boost. You have a whole video already on doing that, leveling up a character, so you can go check out that video on the same guide playlist if you need that first or need that one instead. But for this one, we're doing legendary items today. So usually the Valor boost gives you a map tracer to travel to Rivendell, to the archives, okay? This is where you will do your leveling up. So this comes with that usually, so make sure you look for that instead of having to find your way all the way there. But if you do need to find your way there, oh, I love this music. It's a little loud, but I love this music. So if you do need to find your way there, basically all you're gonna do to get there, real quick, just for people who might be really, really new. All right, this is your first time ever doing this on a brand new character, let's say. You just need to go to maybe South Bree, take a swift travel to Rivendell, or if you've never been to Rivendell, you're gonna have to get your way to Rivendell. But usually you can always take a swift travel to the main cities. Rivendell's kind of a main city. And then you just walk across these bridges and go over to the last homely house. You go in the last homely house, which is this front door right here. I'll show you real fast. Right there, you come in, you go up these stairs. It's not here on the left, it's the second story, okay? So you go up these stairs, and you just take a little left here, whoop. Not those stairs, don't go up those stairs, second level, here. And then you go in right here, okay? There we go, and we're here. All right, so again, my map got me here instantly. It's kind of nice to add that. So let's get straight into it. My goal today is to give you a it's quick, not as, long as my previous one. This is a nice updated one here. So the first things first, all right, this is for the Valor boost, is you're going to automatically get your legendaries. I will have another video based on doing it without the Valor boost for the legendary items, but this one's going to be with the legendary Valor boost that gives you the items. So I'm going to open up the item pack here, right click, boom, gives me all this stuff. There's the maps, by the way. And then I want to do my weapon. So I'm going to open up my weapons. This is the one you want for this particular episode here we're going to do today. That comes with the Valor pack. And now we're going to make sure I organize these so you guys can see the right ones. All right, so watch this. Organization. All right, there we go. Organization complete. All right, so now that we're in here, all right, for our legendary items, basically you have several boxes. When you open that particular item box, it says weapon box for the Valor boost. You have your legendary item box, level 140, 140, 140, and legendary item. Don't get confused. It's basically giving you three options. For a lot of times you'll need one for your, they'll give one for your mount too. But let's focus mainly on the legendary items here. So let's open up one right here. So a bunch of stuff happens. Don't freak out, all right? I will explain this little by little, okay? We're gonna start with just one of the legendary items. Again, remember, every character is gonna be able to use one legendary item and one like accessory, right? For the Rune Keeper, it's a Rune bag, usually. A Rune Keeper satchel, and then a Rune Stone, right? And you may want to have two weapons so you can flip between different trees, okay? And if you guys all remember, there are 3 trees usually for every class. Some of them have a support tree now and just 2 trees. But that's keeping that in mind. So first things first, I'm gonna open the legendary item, all right? It's gonna give you this option here, and as you can see, it does give you the horse things as well. But what we're gonna work on right now is our Rune Stone. Now, there are 3 kinds of Rune Stones for a Rune Keeper. Just, this isn't super important. It just means the damage that the stone itself does when you like auto attack with it. Frost damage, fire damage, lightning damage. Again, since it's legendary, we're going to set it up however we want, so you can just kind of pick the one you like, right? The look of the picture, maybe, and if you want to have lightning damage in your hits, that's really up to you. I'm going to pick the lightning stone, all right? So we're going to select the lightning stone. So now here we have a lightning stone, right? And I have my old stone here that's from level 110 or something. We're just going to take that off right now. We're going to replace it by right-clicking on the new one or pulling it out and dropping it in the slot. So there we go. It's in there. So now if you see over there, as I hover it, it has nothing in it. So now we're going to talk about how to set up these things, all right? So when you go into, there's some very important things. So now I'm going to go ahead and make sure we don't get confused here. If some of these are going to be your heralds, each legendary item will have 1 herald. Heralds can be on both the same one. For me, as a Rune Keeper, you want to hover and look through them. I preferably, if you don't know what stat you need, again, you can go through your stats and hover them. and find the one that says this stat is very important for you. So Vitality, it says a Rune Keeper. Vitality is very important for you. Okay, so that's one. And then I'm assuming Will is the other one. Yes. So Will and Fate for a Rune Keeper. That's going to be different for every class. So now you go through here, and I'm going to look through what I want. Okay, that's Vitality and Agility. Will, oh, look at that. Tactical Mastery rating. Will and Vitality. That's probably the one I want. Herald of the Eagle, right? You can look. Some of them will have other ones too you can use. I could also use this one, Outgoing Healing. If you want to have a stone designed for being a healer as a Rune Keeper, if you're going to be doing healing, this would be a better one for you, the Owl. But right now, I'm going to design this Rune Keeper for doing damage, okay? So I'm going to do the Tactical Mastery one. Now, again, Tactical Mastery will also help, I believe, your healing. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. It just doesn't increase your outgoing healing that much. So there we go. We chose our one Herald there. Now it's going to have some more boxes here as well. And again, remember, each one of these boxes, other boxes are going to have all of these in it, okay? So now we're going to go through and check some other stuff out here, okay? Now here's where things get very important, all right? Don't get confused on this, you guys. When it comes to, there's a little thing, a little message there, all right? And in fact, I'd like that tool to be over here in the middle. There we go, when I hover it. All right, so if you look at that little tool there, it says unique use. You see right under the title of single target attack damage under the picture there in the information box. Unique use. Why is this important? Okay, this is really important. If you put single target attack damage on both your rune satchel or your accessory, whatever class you are, because this applies to all classes, and your weapon, they will not allow you to put those on your character at the same time. So it'll say error, or it'll tell you can't put these on at the same time. So realize that the ones that say unique use for these, all right, for these words of power, which are the upgrades to usually skills or some other awesome base abilities like increased health, certain stats, they can only, the ones that say unique use can only be used once on one of the two weapons. That doesn't, so I will go through it now. All right, so I want single target damage is a good one. I like ranged attack. All right, so single target damage is going to be one. I'm going to select here. All right, for that one. And then I'm going to open the next one here. And 1 second, I want to do more of the words of power first. We're going to hold on with tracers for just a moment. Okay, these are the tracers. We'll do those in a second. All right, here we go. Now open up one of these. All right, so I'm going to open it up for... This is your color of your tree that you really want the abilities for. All of these abilities, by the way, and things can be found at your location in this room. Okay, so if you are someone who isn't getting the Valar box that gives you all this stuff right off the bat, you need to go to your class, which is one of these top ones up here, okay? And you need to find, I think the Rune Keeper is in here, actually. Let's see. Oh, these are the tracers. Rune Keeper's right here. All right, sword. Oh, it's right. Believe it's this one. Yes, Rune Keeper. So again, you can do all your bartering and find all of these items they're giving us. Okay, this little side note. But I want to set up my Rune Keeper for my, let's say, yellow tree. Okay, my lightning tree. Right now, Rune Keepers have a lot more options with all three trees, so I may have to have other legendaries set up. I'll do that later. We're just gonna do one. So I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna right-click this, and it's gonna open a bunch more items here, okay, things you can use. So these are all words of mastery is technically what this one is called, but these ones all will give you special abilities too. And if you read these same ones, they say unique use. Okay, so now let me show you exactly how to put these on. So first things first is you could just right click the Herald. All right, and oh look, that's the only runestone I have available to put it on, so I'm going to do that. Again, if you might have your satchel too, or your other accessory or weapon, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select that and select. All right, so again, now we can see here on the runestone we put our Herald on. Now again, we have the two options of the top one, which are the word of power. There's two on each legendary item, and then I believe for the word of mastery you have, let's see, what is that, six slots, and then there's two tracers at the bottom. Again, all those little empty slots. We're going to work on all that right now. Again, this can get a little confusing, so bear with me. I'm trying to be methodical about it. So I'm going to put the single target. You don't have a valid item right now. Okay, well, fine. Be that way. To put that on. So let's see here. We're going to open up this next one here. There's the tracers. But we don't want tracers. We don't want to do tracers quite yet. I don't want to confuse you guys. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to do, oh, you know why? Make sure you don't have your old Rune Stones on. I believe that's why it's not letting me do it. I'm going to take that off, my old satchel, any old legendary. And let's see if it will allow me to put that on now. Oh, there we go. Just be careful about that. Just take off the old legendaries, right? If you're coming from the low levels, just take them off. I should have said that right at the beginning. Just take them off. And then put on your new ones that you select out of the legendary Valor boost box. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put that single target. So now, however, we have single target damage. I can put one more thing on this Rune Stone. Now, considering I'm designing this Rune Stone to be from a yellow tree, single target damage is very good, right? Because Rune Keepers. That's not important, though. No matter what class you are, those are the things you have to think about. Right, guys? It matters what you're doing depending on what tree you're going to be using. So now another thing that I would like to use, damage over time would be very good on a fire stone, right? Because a lot of damaging over time effects. Area effect attack damage could be good on the yellow tree, but I think what really would like to have on my runestone at least is attack, extension, and area of effect skill shots. I believe I'm going to put on my satchel, right? So they'll always be on my character. One thing you're going to have to think about is that if you don't want to have more than 3 legendaries, right? Maybe 2 weapons and one of the accessories, think about putting on your specialized words of power on the one that you don't have to switch out. So for, again, area of effect, how many targets you can hit, I like to do that whether I'm in, you know, my AoE abilities are in red tree or in this case, right, yellow tree, or lightning and fire. So I'm going to go ahead and get the area of effect. Skill inductions is always nice too. That could be a good one. Ranged attack extension though is a huge benefit. Always use it. All right. So again, I'm going to hold on to this one for a minute because technically I'm actually going to use this on my other one, but I have to open it up here and I don't want to confuse you guys with that. All right. So now let's grab one more thing, and I want to do area of effect damage. Yes. Area of effect damage is also going damage over time. Again, these are what you have to think about really carefully, what you want to put on which one. So again, for this one, single target, and I'm going to do area of effect damage, all right, on this stone. There we go, boom. So there we have, those 3 are all done. Now we need to work on words of mastery, okay? Words of mastery affect directly your skills, all right? They affect your character's skills, right? That's the difference. So again, let's go over this one more time. Herald of the Eagle affects your just flat stats, all right? Or the heralds, right? You can have 2 of them on both. You can have the same herald on both. Then you have your words of power. Those can only be 1 on your character at once, right? So no matter what legendary you have, you can only have 1 of every unique use. That's why it says unique use up there at the top under its name. All right? And then again, all the words word of mastery can also are only unique use. So make sure you don't double up on them. Okay, guys, when you use your Valor pack and you start opening them, don't double up on them. That can be very, very detrimental. So now what I'm going to do is, since I opened the pack that's for yellow, I'm just going to go through here and see what I want. This is for my AoE lightning. I'm just going to put an epic conclusion. I want that on my stone. That's a really powerful yellow tree lightning bolt. Cleansing augment. I want that on my stone. Okay. Again, remember, we can have up to 6. So there's 2 of those. I'm just right-clicking them to apply them onto the thing and then selecting which one. Fury of Storm, left-click, apply, yes. All right? It kind of makes sure you want to do it. Scribe damage is fine, but shocking words, Fury resistance rating is good. Again, when it comes to every single class, that's going to have to be what you decide, what you want to have. Sustaining bolt damage, I want that one on there. All right, and I can do 2 more. So I'm going to do, and let's put on Fury of this one. I like that. And Runestone healing or damage? No. I'm going to do spark damage. I think I'll do this one because it also gives critical rating. All right. There we go. So now we're set up there. Look, we're getting close. This legendary item is almost done, okay? So now we need to think about the tracers. Those are at the very bottom. They're the last 2 slots, okay? So once we're at the very, very bottom here, we open up our tracers thing, and we get to choose 1 and 1. Now, here's what you have to think about with tracers. Tracers pretty much give you a flat stat, That's all they do. They give you a stat. And they also have, if you look right there at the bottom of the tracer, it says this word of craft can enhance your ability beyond their normal limits. So if you have 2 of a certain one, it'll give an extra bonus, and 4, it'll give an extra bonus. They don't have to be on the same legendary. They just have to be on your character at the same time. So what that means is, so you don't get confused, let's say I want to do this lightning one, right? It says lightning type damage, outgoing healing is increased. You could also do 2 different kinds if you wanted to. But basically what you're going to do is 2 of the same one, okay? So like, for example, Ascendant of Lightning. Let's do that, of Lightning, okay? So I'm going to select that one, all right? And I'm going to open this next one here, and I'm also going to get the Lightning one. Why is that? Because of 2 different set items equipped give you that bonus, okay? All right, now what I would recommend is definitely put these on the same item if they're the same one. Why? Because then if you do switch it out, at least you'll get the bonus of the 2 on the one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select these onto my legendary. And if you look, a little effect happens. And now if we look here and we go onto it, all right, I'm going to show you how to get to this in a second here. We go to our legendaries and hover it and see it's got the effect of the lightning going, okay? So that's what you need to know there. Now, we're going to upgrade some stuff here. Now, when I have my other legendary on and I put 2 more of those on, it will cause it to increase critical damage, right? If I have 4 of the same one on, it will have more crit rating chance, which is very good for the lightning one because you're doing single target lightning bolts. All right, so now I need to teach you how to do your level ups here. Okay, this is really, really important. I will timestamp this moment so you guys can jump to this later if you're here. Great. So first things first is they don't explain this, and it's very confusing the first time. Okay. So also there's a Valar. There's another one here you can choose to if you want that it comes with. It can be a little confusing the first time though. So basically what you do is you take your legendary item. Okay. You can either hold shift and double left click it, and it brings up this legendary tab. There's also, you can grab the bottom here with your mouse and pull it to make it longer so that you can have a little bit more seeing what everything is. Again, these are all your things, and I'm going to explain this how you upgrade them, okay, over time. This is how you customize your legendary as you level. You can also take your legendary and drop it on this little essence, little fire thing in your character, and it'll also open it, okay? So this little thing, they don't explain this very much. I would like it if they're a little more, maybe a little more explanation for this, for standing stones later, a little thing to them. Drag and drop selected equipment here to slot, unslot, or replace essences, but it doesn't say anything about really legendaries. I guess you can call it slotting, but a little confusing there. But anyway, now you know. That's why I'm doing the guide video. The next thing you need to do is these all have a level up. So what it means is L level dash, I'm at 450 right now automatically out of 485. So this can be leveled up to give better stats. All of these can, okay? So how do you do that? All right, well, you get these little things, and they are called enhancement runes. If you've seen these, you know what I'm talking about, all right? There we go. There's 3 kinds. Now, this is really important, too, because this is another thing that can be a little bit confusing with the legendary stuff. In this game, there are different kinds of colors for qualities, right? So if you hover these, this one says minimum level 131, this one, item level 460, this one's item level 480, and this one is item level 490. What that means is how you can level up this number, okay? So if this one can help enhance it up to level 460 is believe what's going on here, okay? So how do you do it, all right? So you just take it, drag, and drop it. See how they're sparkling? They're all sparkling. Now here's what's really important before you do it. Don't do it yet. Don't use the blue and purple ones early. Make sure you use up your lower level ones. And why are these lower level even though they look gold? Well, if you all remember color schemes, it's more of a yellow. And let me show you that real quick because this is really kind of important. And I was just talking to my subscribers about this the other day. There are different levels of quality, okay? So in this game, quality, the lower level is yellowish after the gray nothingness color. And then it goes up to a purple. And then it goes up to this pretty blue. And then it will go up to this like dark gold orange color. All right, that's the highest quality. This one almost looks like the highest quality, so you might think, oh, purple, blue, gold, right? It's the high quality. It's not. The highest quality for rune enhancements is blue, okay? Does that, just make sure everyone knows that right off the bat, all right? So now what you want to do is you want to start with your lower yellowish ones, which are kind of the lowest level ones. Drag and drop onto the Herald. As you can see here, it'll say, do you want to use these? Yes. Choose how many you want to use. I want to use 10, up to as many as I can use out of my 130 of those yellow ones. And look, it brought it up to 460. Watch, if I try to drop more on that, it won't. It doesn't shine, it won't let me. Those would, but that one won't, okay? Because it's at its max level for that color. So now I need to use any purple enhancements ones I have, right? They go up to level 480 because I want to get this up to as max level as I can. So I'm going to drag, again, left click, drag, drop on the shiny little image that's shining. Again, this is why it can get a little confusing. Make sure we know what location to drop it on. I'm going to use as many as I can use from the purple. And boom, look at that, we're at 480. Well, I can't use any more purple on that one. So now I'm going to use my blue enhancement runes to do that last 5. And if you notice, these stats were going up that whole time. So now that is a fully upgraded thing. I'm max level 140. That is a fully upgraded Herald of the Eagle. Now do the same thing for all your other ones that you've set up, right? So again, start with the yellowish color, drop, boom, right? And then do the purple level. All right. And then do your last 5 for the blue. And why do you do this? Because the blue ones are the hardest to get. And you notice here I only have 41 of those, where I have 200 of these and I have 110 of these. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the next one, right? Drop, level it up 10. You notice that the Legendary Valor boost gave us more purples. They know that the biggest gap is purples, right? There's 20 that need to be put in for the purples. That's why they gave us so many. So it is nice they think about that with the Valor boost, right? All right, boom, there we go. Maxed out. And just keep doing that all the way down the line, right? You drag up to 10, do the purples, drop, drag. There you go. You see, that's how it goes. There we go. Maxed up. So again, just keep doing that until you have all of these done. All right, so that's kind of cool. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open my other legendary box from the Valor boost here because I want to get my satchel. So I'm going to go ahead and right click this one. Now I opened, we're going to open this one right here. So a bunch of new boxes are going to show up. Don't freak out. Find the legendary item. Choose your, in this case, satchel, right? So I'm going to go ahead and choose my Rune Keepers satchel. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that Rune Keepers satchel. So now I've got a Rune Keepers satchel as well. And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do my Herald. So again, for the Heralds, those are not unique. So you can have multiple on your same character at once, right? Again, I'm talking out loud, so you guys make sure you get this through your head because it's very important for all of us and myself. So I'm going to use the same one, Herald of the Eagle again. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to say, oh, there's my Rune Stone. Again, remember I did the other one, so the other one can't have one on it, so it's not showing it. But you might have both. If you opened them all at once, you might have both legendaries, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you choose the right one you want it on. Boom, there we go. Herald. All right, so we got our Herald there. And now we're going to do some words of power. I already have a word of power ready with the attack range. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the attack range on my satchel that I already had from the other thing I opened. But then for the other one, I think I will do... their single target is great. Healing... Let's see, when the other one we had single target damage and we have area of effect damage as our 2 words, all right, of power. So for this one, we're going to do the extended range, and I think we'll do the area of effect on this one, like I said previously in the video. All right, there we go. So now there we go. Those 2 are finished. Okay. Again, we're kind of doing the same thing we did with the other legendary, but now what matters now is you think about what do you want on your satchel or your accessory of whatever class you're playing. What is important at that moment, right? What do you really need to make sure is on here and making sure you're not doubling up on any of the words, all right? Again, the words are things that buff your skills or these special unique things that increase your range or your area of effect. They're not going to allow you to increase your range 2 times. If you do it wrong, what's going to happen is you'll have to remove that thing off it. And there are some ways to do that, but it's just kind of annoying to have to do. I believe that... So this is someone that can reforge. She's asking me to reforge my lower level Rune Stones. But there may be an actual removal thing. But you can see here's where you would get your legendary item, by the way, if you didn't do it. Normal one. All right, enhancements. Their tracer that's that right there. You can take off all your stuff, kind of, off your thing. And you can also get enhancements here with your ancient scripts. But I'll have a separate video on that, how to do legendaries basically without the Valor boost. All right, we're doing it leveling up with the Valor boost. That's kind of the goal of this video today. All right, so now basically, again, I'm going to go through and upgrade. Now, again, I want to have the same kind as the other one, right? So you have to have 4 of the same tracer to get that 4 buff, right? So I'm going to do the Ascendant Lightning again, all right? And again, I'm going to do the Ascendant Lightning again. And I'm going to put these on my stone, and when you do it right, you'll see that little, remember that little, like, effect? Right, ready? Ready, here it goes. Okay, there you go. Now you know you did it right. You can hover it, and again, you can drag and drop your satchel, and you can go to your little things at the bottom, you can hover them and say, oh, look at that. 4 different set item included. Now I'm getting crit bonus too, right? So that is set up, right? That is set up with that, with the tracers. But now I have more words. What should I put onto my rune satchel, right? Like, what would be really good to use? Now, again, I'm going to open this one. I can now take red and I can take blue stuff. I guess I'll go ahead and open up the red box here, all right? And for this one, it's another word or whatever, but I've already had my max amount of the, wait, did I do my max amount? Yes, I think. Oh, excuse me. The satchel has 1 more. I should have said that. I did not realize that it has 1 more thing you can put on it. So I'm also going to put on my thing, area of effect, ranged extension. I think skill induction is really nice, and it gives some tactical mastery rating. I could also do healing, but I might make a separate bag dedicated to healing. Okay, so a separate runestone and bag dedicated to healing later, which would probably be a more realistic thing to do if you have multiple trees. I'm designing this for more of a damage setup, and possibly this bag not be able to. So I'm going to go ahead and do induction, right, on the bag. That'll be good for the red tree if I'm using this also for the red tree. There we go. There's the 3rd one. I forgot that the legendary item sometimes only has 2, where the accessory usually has 3. Little side note there. Let me open this up. Again, it is a rather complex subject, but hopefully this video is making it way more simple for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it helped you out. All right, so let's see here. Well, now I want Combustion's great, Essence of Flame. Again, I am right now traded into the fire tree, not the lightning tree. You may want to trade in the tree you are going to be making the stone for, so you can kind of see your abilities. I'm giving you a bad example that I didn't do that, but you all can just laugh at that. Shocking Words is good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the image on onto here, onto the rune stone. And again, pretty much all you're gonna do is you're gonna go through and you're gonna put all these on, right, until you fill out your tree here. Essence of Flame. So here, you can kind of do, again, I'm gonna switch over to my, I'm just gonna respec here, and I'm going to the yellow tree real quick. You just wanna make sure you can, you know which skills you are having, right? Now, if you're someone who's played your class constantly, like me, you kind of like just know usually, but it's really good too to double check, and I'm just gonna do it just in case for myself as well, all right? So then I'm gonna throw a couple more on here, basically, so I know how many I have to actually use my stuff here. All right, so again, there you go. Vivid image is something that's on there for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that onto my thing as well. Again, remember, you have to be careful not to put the same one as you already had on the other, right? On the other legendary item, because what will happen is these are all unique. It won't let you, right? It'll make you take one of your legendary items off, and it's really annoying. So I would highly recommend. So we've already done that one. So Shocking Words, I actually do not believe we have done the other one, so I'll put that on there. And again, target Shocking Touch Resistance rating. That's a good one just to have in general. It's your up close, basically, stun bolt. It's very nice. Self-motivation, that's a good one to have on there. It's a good ability. All right, and there's 2 more we can put on there. So I'm going to do the Combustion, which is a pretty cool one, and I believe I can always... Actually, that is just the fire one. I can't use... I thought so. I was like, wait a second, I can't use that. And basically, this is where you kind of have to decide, Distracting Flame, that's this one. You can always use Distracting Flame. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. And then Scribe, we already used that one. Rune Stone damage and healing. I'll stick that on there to finish it up. All right, so there we go. We're done. There we go. We finished both of them in this video here on that. And again, how do you level it up? You're not completely done, right? I don't want to go farther in the video, but same thing. You drag and drop this, or you hold shift, double left click it, brings up this, and now go ahead and level them all up with your extra things here. Start with the yellowish, orange, yellowish one. It's not supposed to be gold, it's supposed to be yellow. Again, I really would like it if they would make that a little more clear, but just look at the enhancement level. This one goes up to 460 for item level. Drag and drop, do your 10, then go to your one that goes up to 480, drag and drop, do those 20, right? And this again is nice because you get these for the with the Valar pack. Drag and drop, upgrade, boom, there you go. You max that one out and do it with all the rest. All right, and then you are pretty much set. Now the only thing I would recommend is maybe have a secondary rune stone or weapon, no matter what class you are. And this applies to all classes, what I just showed you. What you need to realize is, and remember, is make sure you know your skills, what it's talking about. Whenever they explain something, add something. So for example, ranged attack or targets or area of effect, skill inductions, that really applies to anyone who has a skill induction or does any kind of AoE or range, which pretty much every class does. Tactical mastery, a lot of these are stats, right? Remember, the big ones that matter for your class are the words in the middle, the ones that actually affect your abilities. And you need to think about which ones you want on which legendary, depending on what trait tree you're using. Are you going in as a healer, if you're a Rune Keeper, for example? Are you going in yellow tree? Are you going in as red tree, which is fire or lightning, right? Same thing, let's say you're a captain, or yeah, you're doing one of those trees, right? They have 3 different trees now. They just got a big update. Pick and choose. Make sure you think ahead before you click things, and then go through and upgrade what you have them all on there, and you'll be set, and you're awesome. And another little side note is you can use your little Flame of Ankalamar to basically break things down into ancient scripts to reuse for later. Now, for me, I'm actually over the cap, so it won't let me because it tells me I don't have enough room. So I'm just going to hang on to them later and break them down once I get past my cap. If you go in your wallet, you can see how many you have, by the way. Little side note. But as you can see, I broke down all my ancient scripts from my legendaries and all my characters, and I had a lot. So it put me past the cap there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. That's kind of the currency you'll use to buy your things later, right? But again, we will have another legendary item video basically doing step-by-step of a similar thing, but where I will show you also where you will buy them and stuff if you're setting up brand new without a Valor boost. But again, all these things you can get in this room, right? Everything I had in the Valor boost here, all are in this room, okay? Have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully that helped you set up your legendary items in Lord of the Rings Online. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And subscribe button's going to pop up right there above me where the items were. Next episode will be up there for guides. And over there's a LOTRO tale where I do voiceovers in the Lord of the Rings Online. I'm your host and guides on Ironshield as always. And stay happy, my friends. And I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Hazad, Kuzad, I Menya. See ya.